Hey, welcome to my channel. Excuse the way I'm looking today. Yes, I've got a hat on. It's Sunday morning, about to go out in the freezing cold because it's so cold here at the moment. Where I work, the studios where I work, doing it like an artisan fair today. So I had to really go and show my face, and it's Sunday morning and I just could not be bothered to do my hair, so I put my hat on instead. So you're having to see me like this, so apologies. I just looks a bit bizarre, but sorry about that. Okay, I just wanted to get this video shot because a few days have gone by. I'm really trying to up my content here. I wanted to talk about talking things into existence and how to use words in the best possible way. So affirmations and that kind of thing, but in a slightly different way than you may have been using them at the moment, and how I use them. And then this could really help you. It completely changes your vibe around those words. And if there's any resistance there, it kind of, if you can sort of get on board with this and get your head around it, it really changes the way that you use words. So what am I talking about? I think I've swizzled you around a bit there. So what am I talking about? Using words in a different way. Surely words are just words. You may have been using affirmations in order to get something and pretending that you have it with your affirmation. I am, I have, all of that stuff. And you can still do that with this. But looking at it as a means of manifesting that thing soon. So I'm going to affirm for like 3 months and then that thing's going to show up. And as we all know, a lot of the times it doesn't. If it does, you just get a glimpse of it. You don't really get the whole thing, because your affirmation is often, when it's something you really want, is often mixed with a ton of resistance or just a little bit of resistance. So that vibration is not a pure vibration of that thing that you're affirming, because it's mixed up with that little bit of resistance. And generally when we're affirming for something, it's because we really, really want it. Otherwise we don't tend to bother. If it's just something that we quite like, we don't tend to bother affirming for it. So this is where to look at words differently, and this is how I would do it. I would look at a sentence I construct. So I would not sit there and go on and on and on about the same thing in parrot fashion and keep affirming for a start. I would find some statements that worked for me, and I would decide that these are the statements I'm going to use in order to just get the vibration from them, to build up that vibration, that feeling within my subconscious. And that's all I'm doing. I'm not looking at it thinking, I need to manifest from this, because you need to take that out of the equation almost. So you still do it. I love words and I mess around with words all of the time, and I'll find a statement, and if I think that wording wasn't quite right, I'll change some of the words around, and I might change a sentence 4 or 5 times before I find the sentence that works for me. Like I said, I don't do it parrot fashion. I might do it so once, twice, 3 times in a go, but I only ever do it when I just think about it. So I just will do it only when you're feeling good. Don't say affirmations. I wouldn't suggest that you do when you're feeling bad or when you're feeling really resistant, because then you're not going to get that pure vibration of it, because you're mixing it up with all of that resistance. So you're going to get a mixed version of what it is that you're affirming. So try not to do that. Try to use them when you're feeling okay. You don't have to be feeling like amazing or great, but just okay, just neutral. That is the best time to use an affirmation, and the best thing to do is just state it every now and again, and look at doing it for the vibration of those words as you say them, and it just changes the feeling of it. You don't then think, okay, I need to say this many times in order for this to happen. You just do it in order to build up that vibration within you, within your subconscious, so you start enjoying those words a bit more. So definitely play around with them. I don't often use I am or I feel or whatever. I will say I want, or I desire to, or it would be nice if, things like that, because it works better for me, or I hope, or I wish. But I do sometimes say I am, or I feel, or it is. It just depends on how you feel when you're saying it. It always depends on that. So really monitor how you feel when you say those words, and go with your feelings on it, your resistance level. If your resistance level is low, then it's probably good. If your resistance level is high, then it's time to drop it. Either find a different way of doing it, a different wording, or drop it until your resistance is lower, because our resistance goes up and down all day long. It's not actually the same from morning to night. So you will find different periods of the day you feel differently. That's the time to say it. When you feel good, say it. When you feel okay, say it. When you feel neutral, when you feel rubbish, I would avoid personally saying, because if I made a statement now of something I wanted but I felt really resistant to it, I would know that would be a complete waste of time and actually a waste of my energy, and it would feel bad, and I would feel like I was making an effort. So as soon as you feel like you're making effort, that's the time not to do it. It shouldn't feel like effort. So just enjoy words. Yes, you can talk your life into existence. Believe me, you absolutely can. I've done it. I do it all of the time. But I enjoy it. I really enjoy those words, because I guess the writer in me loves words. I mean, we went to watch the other evening David Suchet, talking about his life, and we love Poirot. We're like Poirot obsessed. I read all of the books when I was 11 because my auntie died, and she left like a whole bookshelf of every single Agatha Christie book, and I read everything, and Poirot was my absolute favourite. And he just epitomises Poirot to me. I've seen other people play the part over the years, but his version, perfect. But he did a fair bit of Shakespeare, and he was talking about words and how if Shakespeare worded something like this, then you would get this feeling from it, that feeling from it. And I really resonated with that, and I thought, oh yeah. And I was just sitting there thinking about how amazing words are, and to evoke a feeling, and it really resonated with me. And afterwards, Jeremy, my husband, said, oh, I thought I really enjoyed it, but maybe there's a bit too much Shakespeare for me. And I said, oh, I really enjoyed that because I just love words. I really, really love words. So if you can get to that situation, okay, if I play around with this sentence, I get this feeling from it. And then if I do it this way, I get this feeling from it. So actually this feeling is better, and this is the feeling I want to go with. It is all about playing around with it and what's best for you. So if somebody tells you you have to say I am, you don't. You really don't. You don't have to. You're best to do what feels better. So if I wish feels better than I am, then use I wish. It's just the feeling of the words you're looking for and the vibration of those words within you. So the vibration of a word within you might be completely different than it is within me. So you go what feels best, play around with it, look at it as, when I make this statement, I get a feeling from it. And this feeling is pure because I'm not really trying to manifest from it. What I'm trying to do is implant that feeling in my subconscious over time. And what will that do? It will open the door to the reality that I want to experience. That's what it will do. And if you look at it that way, I tell you what, it makes it a whole lot more fun. And then you see some results and you think, whoa, okay. And then you enjoy it more and more. So it is a key to be consistent and persistent with this way of doing it. So you look at the old way, and if you've been affirming a lot and you're either seeing the opposite of what you've affirmed, or just bits of what you've affirmed, or nothing of what you've affirmed, change the way you do it. And if that is the case, it's just because you're fighting with resistance and you haven't got to that point where you are enjoying those words and you are seeing them as just a means to an end, a means to you feeling different over time, and your subconscious having a different feeling and a different belief in there, but you're not trying to believe it. Do you know what? That's the thing to say. When you're saying affirmations, don't ever look at the fact that you have to believe it. If I say it and I say it and I say it, I will eventually believe it. It's not really anything to do with that. It's not really anything to do with belief. And when I'm saying things, I'm not believing, I'm not thinking, oh, if I say this enough, I will finally believe this. I'm just saying, whoa, when I say this phrase, I know that it gives this particular vibration. Even if I can't really feel it, I know it's doing it because words create feelings, and I know it's doing it. So I just look at it that way. I don't look at it like I have to believe this. It's nothing to do with that for me. It's just getting that vibration into my subconscious, that feeling into my subconscious over time, and then eventually I will start to see my reality unfold as per those words that I've been saying. I do it for all kinds of things, and I do it if I'm not feeling very well. I used to say, like, if I would get a migraine, I would say to myself, like you do, oh, I've got a really bad migraine. I never do that now. If I feel myself going down that route, I stop. I think, well, why am I going to affirm that I have a really bad migraine? I know what's going on there at the moment. So I say, this is starting to feel better now. This migraine's starting to feel better. It's 50% better than it was. Things like that. I just change the words that go with whatever I've got. And I'm not fighting. I'm just trying to get that feeling of 50% better, because I know that I'm very accepting of it being 50% better. In a couple of hours, I will feel a lot better, and then I will do it again. I'm 50% better again. Or if I feel I'm at a point where now I could recover from this, I will say, oh, I feel much better now. That's amazing. That cleared up really quickly. But I'm not doing it thinking I have to believe it's going to clear up. Not at all. I'm just doing it to get that feeling of it, knowing what I know, because I've been doing this a long time, that feeling is going to manifest. And you will get to that point where you will do this for long enough that you will start to know that it's going to, you'll get intuitive feelings coming in more and more. I have intuitive feelings about everything. And I always think to myself, my rational brain always goes, yeah, but really? And it still does that. But I say to myself, but it always has been. Every time you've had this feeling, it's worked out. And if it doesn't, then, don't worry about it, because those intuitive feelings give me a real sense of calm about absolutely everything. And I get that real sense of calm. So I think to myself, okay, well, if it doesn't work out as I'm feeling it will, what have I lost? All I've done is given myself a real sense of calm. So, and back in the day, I would not want to rely on that feeling. I would get scared of it because I would think, oh, what if it doesn't work out? And then I'd be disappointed because that isn't real. And then now I think to myself, that's crazy, because actually I was listening to a podcast with Joe Rogan and Elon Musk. And I think it was something like Joe Rogan said, oh, you're really optimistic. You're always an optimist. And it might not have been optimist, might not have been the word, but he said his answer was, well, yeah, I'd rather be optimistic and disappointed than pessimistic and right. And I thought, yeah, that's it, isn't it? Yeah, because that period of time where you're feeling optimistic feels so much better than being pessimistic, doesn't it? And if it doesn't work out, okay, you deal with that at the time. But if it does, then awesome. But if it doesn't, at least you've gone that whole period of time feeling better. It's all about feeling good. Right, I'm going to stop now. I am trying to keep these more on point and I need to go now anyway. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, I'd love for you to do that. Yes, I offer Zoom coaching. There will be a booking system on my site, and I'm just going to probably not launch that until January, but you can still email me. I really don't have any appointments now until January, but I do get the odd cancellations. So if you want to add yourself to the cancellation list, by all means do message me. Or if you're happy to wait until January, I will book you in January. I've just started booking that first week now. I offer personalised subliminals. I offer generic subliminals, and that I've got 4 on there at the moment on my site, which you can pay for and download, but I've got loads more that I've just made, so they will be going on there soon. I'm going to do some guided meditations. I'm going to do just some affirmations, because a lot of people, not a lot of people, but quite a few people have wanted that, because they're a bit skeptical about subliminals. Don't be, honestly, they're amazing. They go directly to your subconscious and skip your rational brain, but I get that it's quite hard to get your head around that. Really, if I can't hear it, it's still going in there. That seems bizarre. So I have spoken to people about affirmations, so I will be doing versions of those as affirmations, and then I will do things like albums where you can buy them all and that sort of thing. So yeah, right, I'm going to stop. I really am going to stop. So my son Harrison Ellis has a channel, and his is listed below, and I might well list it at the end here too. I might well put his profile picture up. Depends if I remember when I'm editing. And I think that's it. I'm an author. My book's listed below. Yeah, okay, thank you.